snow of the season fell last night. A light storm, but it has metamorphosed our lovely little valley, where flowers and green things that infatuated tourists linger longest. Old Pikes Peak has got his winter nightcap on and looks most venerable and imposing. Some 3 weeks ago, we received the following gracious invitation to come up higher. The undersigned members of the United States Signal Corps have the honor to respectfully request the pleasure of your company at the opening of the Summit Station, Saturday, October 11th, 1873. The guests of the Signal Corps were to be lodged and feasted at the new station for 2 nights and 1 entire day. The golden days rolled on and brought the goldenest day of all, the momentous Friday, the 10th of the month. I had returned the day before from a fatiguing trip to Pueblo and unfortunately arose with a headache. Prudent friends advised me not to venture on so grave an undertaking, reminding me of the well-known treachery of the wicked old Pike, who sometimes, with his bald head bathed in sunlight, knocks down his visitors with tornadoes and steals all their vitality with ferocious cold. I wavered, and then I rallied. I gave up, I resolved, and then I hesitated again. The woman who hesitates loses her horse. I ordered a carriage, had put in my saddle and bridle and red camping blankets, then dashed away toward the old town, Colorado City, hoping there to obtain a horse. You see, it seemed to me that if I did not make the Pikes Peak on that day, my life would be a signal failure. I resolved to ride hard. Never was pony more expeditiously saddled, bridled, and mounted. Every few hundred feet, the way grew more sterile and bare. The cheerful cottonwoods fell away, the hardy pines deserted us. At last, we had passed timberline. A few cheery flowers kept us company a little further. I was touched by the sight of a daring little bluebell close by the trail. No flower of her kindred, no blossom of any kind, no green thing was nigh. Yet though so solitary, she seemed strangely at home and in place. From points and plateaus above timberline, you have views ever increasing in extent and sublimity of the vast plains to the right and the great ranges to the left. These made me almost insensible to my own fatigue and the terrible toil of my horse, but the altitude had a particularly unpleasant effect on several of the party, causing headaches and a sickness very like mal de mer. Ridge after ridge we mounted, thinking at the summit, but that was still further on. We went winding and creeping up higher and higher, and the sun sunk, and the wind rose, and night, a strange, chill, solemn, super-mundane night fell upon us. It was a relief when at length we passed over the last ridge, to be greeted by a joyful bray from a burro standing by the station. We wrapped ourselves in our blankets, crept near the fire, and stoutly declared it was good to be there. So wild, so romantic and scientific and jolly. Knowing that the eyes of the world would be upon us, we had thought much of sending down from here thrilling electrical messages to our mothers, brothers, wives, and husbands, to the President of the United States, the Pope of Rome, and other near and dear friends to assure them that we still remembered them and thought well of them. We felt exiled as well as exalted, cast away on a desolate island in a sea of mist and night. At last, as I lay looking out on that crowded black hole of Colorado through the open door, meditating on the vanity of human hopes and the variety of human nature, I saw the moonlight and the starlight glimmer slowly out, and the great dark depths of air at the east of the peak change into a vast purple sea, and that again change into violet and crimson and gold. Brighter grew the strange light, and larger and ruddier till it was like a great ship on fire. It rose majestically from out the deep, and mounted the sky, the glorious, glad, thrice welcome sun. Science is exalted, the ascent of Pikes Peak has been made, that work is accomplished for this life. What we may have to do for our sins in the next, we know not.